HTML5 and CSS3 tutorials for beginners, background image and background attachment. Let's explore what they are. First, let's remove this inline style from our section, and let's add a background image to this section. Let's also link our external style sheet as we know how to do. And let's just delete the property and its declaration for the width for that section element, and instead put a background image. Okay. First, let's save this document and let's refresh the page to see the default. Now let's say for that section I want to have a background image. All we need to do is grab the image file location. Let's grab this image, close it, save the changes, and now we have a background image for that section, as we can see. Okay, but that image, it seems it kept repeating, because by default that's what it does. But we have control over that. We can say background repeat. Repeat values are straightforward. We can say no repeat. Let's select that. That means we're saying, you know what, I want to include background image, but don't repeat it as your default. So there is just one image, it's not repeated. But we could easily say repeat on, let's say, y value, as in y coordinates, x, y. Now that image is repeated on y coordinates. If we selected x, save changes, now it's repeated on x coordinates. Now we can also have different background values, and we can say attachment. Let's do that. Let's select that. Save changes, attachment. What? We have to give value. Fixed. Let's say fixed. Now, let's refresh the page. And as I scroll the page, as you can see, that image is fixed in its position. Think it like that. Or we can say scroll, giving us even greater control. Scroll means scroll with that mouse movement, whereby we can actually fix it. And there will definitely be use cases for both of these settings, as you can see. Now I'll actually show you a use case scenario. Let's do this. On the body element, instead of the section, let's say body element. So let's style the body with using this image. We can say background repeat, no repeat. That means just once. We can say background position. We can say, let's say top, and let's also say right. We could have easily done that like so. Makes sense? So keep that in mind. Or we could have done top right. They're both going to do the same thing. This is a shorthand way of writing it. Refresh. Now look at this logo. Makes sense? So I could have my logo maybe, and always let it stay on the top right hand corner if I want. And let's say left. Okay, let's say just left. Refresh, and it's just staying on the left on the body element. We can say background position, let's say bottom as well. So now look what will happen. But it's still style at the body element, remember that. Let's change that to be section element instead to see what happens then. And it's fixed on that position for the section. So you can have background images applied to any element that you want. Keep in mind, when you apply background image, you're using the CSS instead of doing HTML5 image insertion. That's different. And you can control the behavior using background attachment, whether fixed or scroll. But at the end of the day, you will definitely utilize background images, and I'll talk with you in the next video session.